Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us in today's session on how to develop a cohesive business plan. This is the second series. This is the second edition on the series on how to develop a cohesive business plan. We had the first series, if you can remember, we had the first edition in this series last week, Tuesday, where Ms. Chidema Obudimba, she facilitated this session for us. So with me today, we have Ms. Omowumi Femi Onasonya. She is a strategy and business transformation professional who has over 7 years of experience working with top consulting firms such as Accenture and Deloitte Consulting, and the last 5 years in a combination of program management and operational industry roles, driving enterprise transformation initiatives. She has helped startups and established companies achieve business growth through strategic planning, process optimization, and change management. Omowumi is a certified project management professional with expertise in program management, project planning and execution, performance management design, and reporting. Thank you so much for joining us today, Omowumi. Over to you, please.
Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue une fois de plus à cette session de masterclass. Donc aujourd'hui, ensemble, on va partager sur comment élaborer un plan d'affaires cohérent, la deuxième session de la série. Donc ensemble, on va accueillir Omoyumi, qui est une experte en stratégie de développement des entreprises, qui a travaillé dans plusieurs grands cabinets de la place des Big Five et qui est aussi certifiée en gestion de projets et professionnels dans la création et l'association des entreprises. Donc, soyez des nôtres et passez un bon moment. Over to you.
Thank you, Chimizi. Thank you, Foko. Thank you to the Tony Foundation Entrepreneurship Program team once again. As introduced, my name is Omomi, and I'm here to take this session on the business plan training. Just confirming I'm audible. Yes. Okay. So I'll go right into the presentation. Before I start, I want to take time to congratulate everyone on this call, everyone that has been shortlisted for the 2025 Tonyolu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. I'm congratulating you for making it this far and wishing you all the best as you proceed in this program. I also want to take time to encourage you to make the best of this experience, take part, fully embrace all the learnings, all the mentorship, all the experience, all the trainings that you will be made available to you as part of this training. There's so many people that have been through this training and they've gone on to be big success stories in the business space and entrepreneurship space, and you are primed to be one of them. So please take advantage of all that has been made available to you through this program. So moving on into the presentation. When we talk about the business plan, it might sound like a technical document to some people, but what we want to just spend time establishing is that what you are essentially doing is telling the story of your business just in a structured manner. Your business plan is how you tell the world, and starting with the investors, that I have a business idea. I feel very strongly that can succeed, and here is my plan to make it succeed. Here is the business. Here's the problem I see that it's solving. Here are the customers that my business can address. Here's the markets I'm going to be playing in. This is how well I know the markets. Here's my team or the people I'm going to hire to help me build this business. Here's how I'm going to build this business. Operate, market, advertise, sell, and support. And this is how I believe I can make money in this business and how I'm going to need to spend money to make this business a success. And this is what I'm asking from you, which is the investor. So your business plan is essentially the story of your business. And just in line with that, what we're spending time doing this afternoon, next 2 hours, is doing a walkthrough. The whole essence of this exercise, this masterclass, is to make this process as easy as possible for everyone, especially those that have not written a business plan before and might be feeling overwhelmed and be wondering where to start from in this whole experience. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk through using a live example, and we're going to walk through the different parts of the business plan templates that you have been provided in the program to fill and to submit. Well, this business plan template, it has 12 sections. These are 12 sections that we can see. And what we're going to do in this masterclass is walk through each of the sections, and I'm going to make it as practical as possible, and I'm going to use an actual live business. So in the next couple of slides, you're going to see a business plan, an actual field business plan from a sample business. This is a hypothetical business. It's not one of the businesses in the program, past or present, but this is a sample business plan I put together just to demonstrate how straightforward this process can be and walk us through each one of the different sections in the business plan template so that it's easy to fill. I'll pause now for translations. Foko, please, over to you.
Thank you, Omoyomi. Please, the slide before this. Donc, bienvenue, the slide before. Bienvenue et félicitations une fois de plus. Aujourd'hui, on va échanger sur comment faire, élaborer un business plan cohérent, un business plan gagnant. Vous savez que le business plan, c'est un plan qui permet pour vous de raconter l'histoire de votre entreprise, l'histoire de votre projet. Et vous devez pouvoir raconter cette histoire selon une approche bien structurée. Genre, qu'est-ce que je suis en train de bâtir? Ça veut dire les produits, les services. Pourquoi je suis en train de le bâtir? C'est-à-dire la description de votre entreprise, la vision, la mission. Quelles sont les preuves que ça sera un succès? Et c'est basé sur quel marché? Ça sera l'étude de marché. Quel, euh, Qu'est-ce que je fais exactement pour réussir? Ça, c'est le plan d'action et le plan opérationnel, le plan marketing. Alors, pour qui doit bâtir cette entreprise et comment est-ce qu'on doit la gérer? Ça, c'est le niveau de management et le point sur le management et l'organisation. Alors, quel est le chemin à suivre pour réussir et qu'est-ce qui arrivera? Ça, c'est le plan d'implémentation et les jalons, les étapes importantes. Et aussi, comment est-ce qu'on va délibérément faire pour gagner de l'argent et qu'est-ce qu'on va dépenser dans les 3 ou 5 ans. Ça, c'est le plan des projections financières. Et enfin, on aura besoin de quoi comme argent? Ça, c'est la demande de financement que vous allez soumettre. Next, please. Donc, globalement, voilà une structure. On va faire une session très interactive, très inspirante sur 4 points où on va vous montrer exactement les différentes parties d'un business plan, comment ça doit se faire, l'executive summary jusqu'aux annexes au plan d'implémentation. Next, please. On va vous montrer des cas pratiques, des exemples de couverture, comme l'image qui va suivre. Comment est-ce que vous allez faire la couverture? Donc, ça sera vraiment une session où vous allez toucher du doigt ce que c'est qu'un business plan. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Foko. So we're now going to go into the business plan, and we're starting with the cover page. The cover page is the first part, very first page in your business plan template. Is the first thing anybody sees. I want the main message on the cover page is make sure you put in all the data that has been requested, your name, business name, add a business details, business logo if you have one, business tagline if you have one. Also, make your business plan as appealing as possible, visually appealing as possible. Take advantage of different design templates and try to use the design template that speaks the most to your business. You can use pictures of your product, pictures of maybe customers using the products, approved pictures, or you can use concepts. Even if you don't have customers, you don't have a logo, but style your business, your cover page in a very beautiful manner so that It makes a very good first impression when someone opens your business plan. Next is the executive summary, and this is now in the main section of the business plan. Like I mentioned, I'm going to walk through this business plan template using a live practical example. And the example I'm using is that of a business, a skincare business that is based in Botswana. Like I said, is an example business. And this is an example of what the executive summary for that business will look like. Your executive summary will usually take 1 page. Sometimes it can extend into 2 pages, but usually you are able to put all the information that has been asked for in 1 page. And according to the guideline, there are 5 main things you should put in your executive summary. A brief introduction of your business, the name, the location, and the ownership structure. And then you can see in the example to the right, that page, you can see how the person has expressed, how this business plan has expressed the all this information in a very simple paragraph. He has introduced it's an organic skincare manufacturing business founded and owned by this person, and it is about the production of lotions and black soaps. In 1 simple paragraph, they've done justice to that first requirement. The second one, your business purpose. Let your executive summary, let it be clear what you are trying to accomplish or address with your business. Is a demand, growing consumer demand for natural skincare solutions. Your business might be just trying to solve a pain point. You can see your customers have a pain point. They are lacking access to certain things, and your business is addressing that problem. How are you addressing it? What is your value proposition? What makes it unique? This sample business plan has done justice to that. Also, express your business goals. What are the immediate set of things you are trying to accomplish in your business right now? Depending on where you are. Is it your production? What is it? What is the reason why you are joining? On the journey of your business, what are you trying to accomplish in this time? So list your short-term goals, list your long-term goals. Your investment proposition. This $5,000 that you're requesting for, what are you going to use it for in your business? Let that be reflected in a very simple paragraph in your executive summary. So for instance, this business has said they want to use $5,000 to enhance their production capacity, to run their digital marketing, and then to hire 2 new staff. So explain very specifically what you would use that $5,000 for, and what you see, what is the goal, what's the impact. So for them, the investment will allow them to increase their production volume, create 2 new jobs, grow their revenue. And then what are the key highlights of the business? Again, this might be whether you're just about to start, you started, you should be able to build projections of your business that based on the number of customers and the revenue and the pricing I have for this business, I should be able to make revenue of so and so and so in the first year, grow to this particular revenue in the 3rd year, and this is my profits. This is the margin I believe I'll be able to make that would give me a solid profit. All of these have been expressed in that last paragraph in the sample executive summary. So you can see that you can very answer all the expectations of the executive summary guidelines in one page. We'll move on to introduction. Ideally, you should be able to fit into 1 page. You're answering 3 questions: your business overview, business stage, and your business progress. If you have started, your business has started its growth stage, states what progress you've made. What have you been doing so far in the business? If you're research and development stage, what have you accomplished so far? Have you built a product? Are you testing? What are you doing? So you can see that in 3 paragraphs as well, this business was able to do justice to that. Answer the question of what stage are you in? What have you accomplished so far? And what are your constraints? So in this introduction, it's a case for what is making you seek funding $5,000. What is the roadblock or the gap or the blockage that you're facing in your business that has now made it necessary for you to seek financing to the tune of $5,000 or above? And then you can see that this business has done justice to that. They've explained what they've been able to do. This is what we've been able to do so far, and this is what we want to be able to do. And this is how this additional $5,000 will help us get there. I'll pause now for translations.
Thank you. Go back, please. Donc, le business plan commence par la couverture. Nous, on va vous montrer. Please, go back. La couverture doit être très attrayante et contenir un certain nombre d'informations qu'on vous a indiquées dans le guide pour faire ce business plan. Comme vous le voyez, voilà des exemples de couverture qui doivent être vraiment attrayants. Et sur cette couverture, vous devez pouvoir mettre le titre, bien évidemment, mettre le nom, mettre le logo de l'entreprise. Et même si vous n'avez pas de logo de l'entreprise, vous devez adopter une charte de couleur homogène qui va être utilisée dans tout votre business plan. Et y mettre des informations comme votre nom, le nom de l'entreprise, le contact, l'adresse de site web et les informations utiles. Même le slogan, si vous avez déjà un slogan. Next, please. Donc, après la page de couverture, on a la page du sommet exécutif. Le sommet exécutif doit pouvoir comprendre, comme on vous l'a dit la dernière fois, c'est ce qui est écrit à la fin, mais ça se retrouve au début du business plan. Dans le sommet exécutif comprend une petite introduction, les objectifs, les buts, les propositions et l'aspect financier. En tout ça vraiment en résumé parce que le sommet exécutif se fait sur une page. Donc, vous devez pouvoir avoir une petite introduction qui donne le nom de votre entreprise, sa localisation et la structure du capital, tandis qui sont les actionnaires. Aussi, en deuxième position, on décrit les objectifs. Comme on vous l'a dit sur lettre des objectifs, m'a donné un aperçu global en décrivant qu'est-ce que votre projet, qu'est-ce que votre entreprise fait, quel est le problème résolu et la solution qu'on y apporte, et qu'est-ce qui rend votre projet unique. En point 3, vous devez pouvoir indiquer le but à, à court et à long terme de votre entreprise. Au point 4, vous devez pouvoir donner votre proposition d'investissement, indiquer comment vous allez utiliser les 5 000 dollars et surtout indiquer quel est l'impact et le retour sur investissement que vous allez générer à travers votre projet et quel est le nombre d'emplois créés sur le plan économique et à la fin, mettre quelques éléments clés de l'analyse financière de votre projet. À droite, vous avez un exemple de business plan. Next, please. Et après, nous allons arriver à l'introduction. L'introduction qui doit pouvoir avoir encore un aperçu des différentes étapes et le plan d'évolution de votre projet. Donc, au niveau de l'aperçu, il est question de décrire votre affaire, votre entreprise, votre projet, d'indiquer quelles sont les différentes étapes que vous avez déjà fait ou bien quelles sont les prochaines étapes que vous allez faire en termes de recherche et développement, en termes d'entrée sur le marché ou bien de croissance. Ça, vous devez pouvoir indiquer. Et surtout, dire s'il existe déjà, si la phase de croissance a déjà été atteinte et décrit les différentes opérations que vous faites. Donc, c'est une façon d'indiquer, de donner des éléments qui permettent de savoir que votre projet est factuel et qu'est-ce qui vous permet de rapidement partir à la prochaine étape. Donc, voilà à quoi revient l'introduction de votre business plan. Thank you.
So the next section is the company description section. And you're asked to provide 6 key pieces of information: your business history, your business structure, business location or facilities, your business vision, mission, and objectives. And you can comfortably provide all of that information within 2 pages. These are 2 sample pages. In your business history, share when and why you started, what inspired you, outline your business structure, whether it's a sole proprietorship, partnership, or a corporation, and describe your location and facilities. If you don't have a physical space yet, you can talk about your plans to secure one and how you will expand as you grow. So next, lay out your strategic aspirations, your vision. What is it you want to become? Your mission, why you exist, and your objectives, what you want to achieve. Make sure your objectives are SMART. SMART being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. The more clearly you articulate your goals and structure, the more confidence you inspire in investors and partners. So your objectives should show that you are a person on a mission. You're a person that has a very clear plan of where to go through. And then if you look at the example we have here, where because this is a business that is already in their growth stage, their short-term objectives, their medium short-term objectives, they are enhancing their production process, the production capacity, they are creating jobs. If you're in the idea stage or research and development stage, your own objectives might be in the area of product development, product testing. And so your objectives will match exactly where your business is right now. So that's the company description. Next is product and service. The next section is product and service. And over here, there are 5 main key areas of information to provide: your product range, your product line, your research and development plans, your production process, your value proposition, and any IP details if you have them. So describe your products and services in detail. What are the features? What are the benefits? And how are you pricing them? Explain your production and delivery process. And if you have plans for future products and services, you can also mention those too. Highlight your value proposition. What's it that makes your product or service unique compared to what's out there? If you have any intellectual property, any patents or trademarks, you can include that. But if you do not have that, it's not, you can leave that 5th section out. So this is what it looks like. This is a business that is selling lotions and African black soap, and then it describes their product, and it also indicated the different variants of the product as well, spelled out what the production process is like. They're pursuing intellectual property because maybe they have a very unique formulation and trade secrets, which would then be a trade secret. So they're pursuing intellectual property. See, they're securing their intellectual property through trademark, but it might not be necessary for every kind of business. The next section is market research. And over here, there's 6 categories of information that you're providing. This is the part that tends to get more analytical than the other parts. And because there's a lot of data gathering, a lot of analytics work, analysis that needs to go into this section. But this is the work that needs to be done so that you put together a holistic and solid business plan. It's very important to put your best foot forward. Let your market research show that you're not just writing, saying you want to run a business, but you've actually done the work to survey the market, to understand the market, understand the industry you're going into. So under market research, you would put information. So you notice in the first paragraph, if you're looking at the first paragraph, it states the industry that she is operating in, the size of the industry, the stage of the industry. Is it a growing industry, or is it a nascent, that is a new industry that is just growing rapidly? What's the industry growth rate? Like she has stated there, that is growing at a rate of 18 to 20% annually. What are the drivers? What are the things that are making the industry grow? Because people are moving towards more natural and more sustainable products in every space, not only in skincare, but in food, in housing, in construction. Everybody is moving towards the more sustainable and more natural product. Those are one of the drivers that is causing the growth of this industry, the organic skincare industry. And then what are the key trends shaping the industry? A lot of customers are moving towards natural ingredients, natural skincare with natural ingredients, because of the awareness on harmful chemicals in conventional products. Middle class population, people now have more disposable income for premium skincare. People are becoming more interested in traditional African ingredients. And then, of course, sustainability is on the rise. So these are the key trends shaping the industry. Your own industry will have specific trends, maybe rise in middle class, rise in awareness, rise in interest, or sustainability or digital trends that is shaping the industry. Make sure that the trends, your data on your industry site, your industry stage, your industry growth rate, drivers, trends are fact-based. Make sure that they are fact-based and make sure they are true to the industry you are playing in. Also here, you mentioned the players in the industry. Who are the other people that are already there? So she has mentioned the Body Shop, L'Occitane, and then there are also local conventional brands in skincare like Nivea, and then there are also local artisans that make skincare as well. you spend time talking about the industry, and then you're going to spend time talking about your target market, your customers. Who are these customers you want to sell to? So create a picture of your customers. How well do you know them? Like she has stated here that our customers are women aged 25 to 45, people that are health and environmentally conscious. Also, there are some men that are interested in skincare, and there are younger categories of customers. How does she know her customers when she sees them? There are people that value natural living, they're concerned about chemical exposure, they're proud of their African heritage, and they're willing to pay premium because this is a premium skincare brand. This business plan is for a premium skincare brand. So she knows her customers by the people that are able to pay slightly above the price of the average skincare product. So that's the information on the customers. And then on the competitors, on customers, you are also going to put numbers to the customers. Identify what is the number that you can put to this based on this customer profile you've created. And you've said that it looks like 120,000 potential customers, people that can spend up to $150 to $200 per year on skincare, per person on skincare. Next, the competitive analysis, and then you can see the table there that shows the competitor, the strengths, the weakness, and your competitive edge as a business. Please make sure that you go into this level of detail, and even if possible, more. Make sure that your market research is very data-driven. It is filled with data. It is showing you as someone that really knows your market. So she's put the strengths, the weaknesses, and competitive edge for each of the different competitors in the bracket. A lot of people fall into the temptation of thinking that when you think that your business idea is very innovative, you might think that you don't have any customers. No, you would have some kind of customers, even if you are not finding people that are selling your exact product in the market. There is a need that your product is fulfilling. There is something else that is fulfilling that need in the market. So please make sure that you do a comprehensive competitive analysis. Some people in their business plan, they will say they have no competitor, which is wrong. Just make sure that you have done an estimation of what else is fulfilling that customer need that you're trying to fill in the market right now, and then profile those competitors. Also, on market research, you will do a SWOT analysis, which is your analysis of your strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities in the market. And then make sure that SWOT analysis is very specific to your industry. It is as specific as it needs to be. Try and avoid using generic strengths or generic threats or opportunities. Like some people will say political volatility as a threat. Meanwhile, in almost every country in Africa, the political environment is an issue. So it's not a very specific threat. So let your SWOT analysis show that you are thinking about the very specific strengths, opportunities, threats in relation to your own business. And then finally, what is your understanding of your regulatory environment? Every business has a regulatory environment that they operate in. What are the regulatory agencies that you will have to answer to in your business? So she has stated it here: the Ministry of Health, the Bureau of Standards for Product Safety, and how are you going to answer to these regulatory agencies, and what are you going to do to ensure that there's compliance? Because if you are not mindful of the regulatory framework under which your business has to operate, you run the risk of your business being shut down. One day, somebody will come and lock your premise up and say you're in violation of regulatory, and you want to make it clear to your investors that you have thought about your regulatory framework and you're doing everything that is possible to ensure that you are compliant with the regulatory guidelines for your business. So I'll pause now for translations. Over to you.
Thank you, Omoyumi.
Going back to...
Donc, après l'introduction, nous passons à la description de l'entreprise, la description du projet, où il est question de parler de l'historique de la structure, de la localisation, de votre vision, de la mission et des objectifs. Donc, dans cette partie de votre business plan, vous devez pouvoir donner des éléments qui indiquent comment est-ce que la société a été créée. Est-ce qu'il y a une certaine genèse de la création de votre entreprise et comment est-ce que l'entreprise a démarré. À la suite, il faut donner le statut juridique de votre entreprise et le statut de l'actionnariat. Qui sont les actionnaires? Comment les actions sont réparties? Est-ce que c'est une entreprise individuelle? Tout ça, c'est les informations que vous devez donner, le numéro de registre de commerce et ainsi de suite, qui est le directeur général, tout ça. Au niveau de la localisation, comment est-ce que quel est l'accès à votre site, à votre entreprise? Est-ce que les terrains sont viabilisés? Est-ce qu'il y a la route? Est-ce qu'il y a l'électrification? Est-ce qu'il y a l'eau? Donc ça, c'est autant de facilités sociales que vous devez indiquer par rapport à la situation de votre entreprise. Au niveau de la vision, il faut clairement déclarer votre vision de façon à ce qu'on puisse bien comprendre où est-ce que vous partez et quelle est la place que vous voulez occuper au sein de votre secteur. Autant que la mission, vous devez la déclarer et donner les éléments qui permettent de bien comprendre votre objectif et comment est-ce que vous allez dérouler cette mission au fil du temps. Concernant les objectifs, il faut aussi donner vos objectifs et toujours indiquer que les objectifs doivent être SMART, donc limité dans le temps, spécifique, mesurable et tout, afin qu'on puisse bien comprendre et pouvoir savoir exactement ce que vous faites. Next, please. Après la description de votre projet, de votre entreprise, next, vous devez pouvoir indiquer quels sont les produits et services. Et dans cette section, vous devez donner les gammes de produits, la recherche et le développement, les process, la proposition de valeur et un certain nombre de détails sur les caractéristiques. Pour ce qui est des gammes de produits, il faut décrire quel est votre produit ou bien service, ce que vous mettez sur le marché, quelles sont les caractéristiques, les bénéfices, le prix, qu'est-ce que ça apporte aux clients comme satisfaction et à quel besoin est-ce que vous allez pouvoir apporter cette satisfaction. Au niveau de la recherche et développement, vous devez indiquer si c'est une invention, si c'est une innovation, si vous l'avez protégé, comment est-ce que vous l'avez designé et dire qu'est-ce qui est légal et comment est-ce que vous avez fait pour en arriver à un tel produit. Le processus de production doit pouvoir indiquer comment est-ce que votre produit arrive, la matière première arrive à l'usine jusqu'à ce que le produit fini soit disponible. Donc, c'est toute cette chaîne-là qui doit être expliquée pour qu'on comprenne comment est-ce que le produit est fait. Au point 4, la proposition de valeur, vous devez dire que vous devez indiquer en quoi est-ce que votre proposition de valeur est unique, votre produit est unique comparativement à d'autres produits qui sont sur le marché, comparativement à la concurrence. Pourquoi est-ce que c'est votre produit qu'un client doit consommer au lieu de consommer un produit de la concurrence? Est-ce que votre produit est protégé? Est-ce qu'il y a des marques là-dessus? Est-ce que vous avez fait une étude de marché pour bien comprendre que votre produit, par rapport à son innovation, par rapport à son invention, est quelque chose qui peut marquer votre époque. Next, please. Au niveau de l'étude de marché, cette session vous permet d'indiquer quel est votre secteur d'activité et les tendances de ce secteur, de faire une analyse de votre marché ainsi que les segments de clients que vous devez adresser, sans oublier l'analyse de la concurrence, l'analyse SWOT et les experts réglementaires. Pour ce qui est de l'industrie, de votre secteur, il faut pouvoir indiquer dans quel secteur est-ce que vous voulez intervenir. Et pour cela, vous devez très bien connaître qui sont les acteurs. Est-ce que c'est le secteur de l'agriculture? Est-ce que c'est la santé? Est-ce que c'est les BTP? Est-ce que c'est la transformation? Vous devez pouvoir faire une bonne étude sectorielle pour indiquer quels sont les enjeux dans votre secteur et tout le potentiel qu'il y a, surtout la tendance. Parce qu'on n'investit pas dans un secteur qui n'est pas qui n'est pas en train de monter, qui n'est pas en train de prospérer, qui n'est pas en train de croître. Ça ne se fait pas. Au niveau de l'analyse du marché, il faut pouvoir dire quelle est la taille du marché, est-ce que ce marché est croissant, quel est le potentiel, comment doit se comporter votre client. Donc, c'est-à-dire que quelle proportion, quelle part ou bien quelle partie de la population s'adresse votre produit. quelles sont exactement les personnes qui sont dans le besoin de ce que vous allez mettre sur le marché. Ça, ce sont autant d'analyses de marché que vous devez faire pour maîtriser votre projet. Au niveau de la clientèle et de la cible, il est important de toujours segmenter le marché et de dire exactement quel est le segment de marché que vous allez adresser, l'identifier et décrire comment est-ce que ce segment se comporte, quelles sont les caractéristiques, les profils de votre client. Est-ce que c'est des clients solvables? Est-ce qu'ils correspondent bien? Est-ce qu'ils peuvent, dans la durée ou bien dans le temps, continuer à être fidèles? C'est autant d'analyses que vous devez faire et mettre au niveau de votre cible. Qui est votre clientèle? Est-ce qu'il y a des intermédiaires? Est-ce qu'il y a des prescripteurs? Au niveau de l'analyse concurrentielle, il faut pouvoir indiquer, analyser et dire qui sont vos concurrents. Ça peut être des concurrents directs, ça peut être des concurrents directs. Quelles sont leurs forces? Quels sont leurs inconvénients? Quelles sont leurs faiblesses? Combien sont-ils sur le marché? Quelle est la place qu'ils occupent en termes de part de marché? Et vous devez aussi indiquer l'analyse PESTEL, c'est-à-dire indiquer exactement l'analyse des risques de votre projet, le risque politique, le risque environnemental et tout ça, et pouvoir bien faire pour dire quelles sont les menaces, quels sont les enjeux, les défis qu'il y a dans votre secteur. Et pour finir, vous devez indiquer quels sont les aspects réglementaires auxquels votre projet ou votre entreprise doit obéir pour être en conformité avec l'État et le gouvernement. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Foko. I wanted to address some concerns about the template and the legibility. Some have mentioned that this is not the same template. This is actually the same template. I just stylized it because of because of this presentation. So it's exactly the same template. The guideline, the questions are still the same ones. I might have shortened some of my own guidelines just because of space constraints. So this is exactly the same templates as far as I understand. Also, there was a comment on the font I used. I thought my own templates came with Poppins. It apparently didn't, because Poppins is not on everybody's system. So please don't be concerned that I've used a styling or a font that you don't have. Work with what you have and what is in the template that has been provided to you. I also noticed someone that was concerned that wanted us to take into consideration services business. I honestly wanted to use 2 sample business plans, 1 product, 1 service, but I was concerned that the time will not allow us to explore what a business plan for a services business would look like. But I'll try and do justice to it. It's the time constraints that prevented that. But the other thing about services businesses, just like for a product business, you can specify your different product lines, you can specify your customer type. Your services businesses are like software as a service, software development, training, event management. Just like you can specify what your specific products are, your market is, your customers are, it's pretty much the same logic that will follow. But I will try and do justice to a service variant as much as I can in this walkthrough. Up next is the organization and management section. So over here, you will want to talk about your company's organizational structure, what you have right now and what you intend to have. So you can see in the example in this org chart where it says there's someone that is current part-time and there's a future hire. But in this organizational management, you want to be able to answer the question of who are the people that are going to build this business with me? And you want to demonstrate to your investors that I know the skills that are going to be needed to build this business. And even though I don't have them now, I have them in plan. I have plans. I outlined the skills I need and I have a plan to hire them. So you can see that in this organizational management, we cut across 3 pages. There's the organizational structure over there. There's a management team, very brief profile on the people that are in the management team. And in that brief profile, answer the question. Sometimes people have a lot of work experience, but make sure you're putting the work experience that pertains to the work that they need to do in your business. So specify the specific work experience and specific education that pertains to your business, the business that you're trying to run. Then there's also a listing of the management skills. So introduce your management team, the key roles, highlight their skills and experience, share your human resources plan. How are you going to hire, train, and retain talents? If you have skill gaps, acknowledge those skill gaps. Don't if you can only hire 2 people right now or 3 people, acknowledge that you have just 2 or 3 people now, and then acknowledge that I still need this skill, and this is the plan to hire this skill. And then you can see how that was acknowledged in the management skill, where management team brings complementary skills, product formulation, quality control, financial management, understanding of local market. So this business has just the formulator, the founder, and it has an accountant, a finance person, but they still need digital market. So they said areas are requiring additional expertise. They still need digital marketing skills. They need supply chain skills. They need export market development. The skills that you know that you need, but are not currently in-house, write them out. And then they also put a human resources plan. This is the current team. This is the planned hiring. This is the training program that they're going to use to onboard their new hires. And this is how they will retain their new hires. They'll have performance-based bonuses, career advancement opportunities, competitive salaries, healthy and positive work environment. This is very specific, but make sure that you're organized. Do not feel limited, even if you're just the only person in the business. Put it that I am the only one here now, but I have a plan. I know that I need these skills, and I have this plan to hire these skills. And this is how I'm going to make sure I attract them, I retain them, and I train them. So that's organizational and management. The next section is marketing and strategy. Answer the question of how will you attract and keep customers? Outline your marketing plan. What are your strategies for promoting and selling your product and services? So detail that. And then you can see there's a specific question for marketing plan and another question for advertising and promotion. Sometimes people tend to ask, what is the real difference between the two of them? Your advertising and promotion plan is the specific messages or posters or materials that you're going to put out to make the world know that I am selling this product, and this is how much it costs, and this is how you can buy it, and this is what the product will do for you, and this is how you can buy it. Your marketing plan your advertising is a subset under your marketing plan. Is your bigger plan on how you are going to make your brand known, how you are going to make make the world know about your brand promise. It tends to be brand oriented. So aside from you advertising your products, you're going to have a website, you're going to have social media presence. This is under the marketing plan in this marketing initiatives. So for instance, if you follow brands on Instagram, you will notice that it's not every post that they put on Instagram that is selling their product. Some posts are just about people using their products, brand storytelling, collaborations. Oh, this is what I'm doing in the community. This is how I went to the community to, this is a trade conference or trade expo I was part of. So that forms a holistic picture of your business and your brand. So your marketing initiatives relate to how are you going to create a holistic picture of your brand. So in this business, they've given an example of community engagement, influencer partnerships, public relation, and then digital marketing. While advertising and promotion are the specific social media ads, Google search ads, product sampling, participation in 4 to 6 annual trade shows, content marketing, weekly skincare tips, video tutorials, and the like. So list out as many initiatives or ideas you have to bring your plan to market. Don't be cautious that is that not part of my business model that I should keep to myself. No, most of the time, most marketing and sales strategy and advertising tends to be similar across board. But what you are demonstrating here, what you need to demonstrate here is that I know that I need to attract customers to my product, and these are the specific things I'm going to do to attract people to my product and my services. Then you're also going to indicate your sales strategy. What are the sales channels you will use? Like for this product, it said direct to customer, retail partners. If you're selling a service, you could have a funnel. I'm going to have a landing page, and this is how I'm going to manage this landing page sales process. This is how I'm going to generate leads. This is how I'm going to follow up with my customers. this is how I'm going to onboard them. So you have things like onboarding. I'm thinking of software development services, but think your sales strategy, whether you're a product or service, is speaking through what are the specific actions I'm going to do once a customer, once someone has discovered my product or service. How what face will I create for them to discover the product or services? Those are your sales channels. It could be your storefront, it could be your e-commerce website, it could be weekend markets, it could be direct sales where you're going to go from door to door and sell it. Or you could also put your products in supply stores, in pharmacies, in supermarkets. Those are the places where people are going to enter. Those are your sales channels where people will interact with your products or services. Then once they interact with it, how are you going to get them from interested to customer? I'm going to have demonstrations, have available product demonstrations. I might have samples of the products that they can test. I can have incentives, referrals, different things I would use to make sure that they are not just interested. Wow, oh, that looks like an interesting product or service, but they are finally secured and become a full customer. That's what you will detail in your sales process. Then you also outline your pricing strategy. And then you specify your pricing strategy. It's similar to this kind of table setup where you will list your different products and you say, okay, this is my production cost per product. This is how much I'm going to sell. If you're having wholesale or retail prices, this is how much I'm going to sell wholesale, retail, and then this is going to be my margin. So let your pricing strategy reflect the fact that you've thought about the markup or the margin that you need to put on your production. Your pricing strategy is also your own way of thinking through how I'm going to make sure I'm making profits. I'm not ending up I'm not shortchanging myself in my pricing. So you can see the logical way this person outlined their pricing strategy is that they started from production cost of $4, wholesale price of $7, retail price of $12. And by that, I make 44% retail. So be as explicit as possible. And in that way, you're demonstrating to investors that I have thought about how I'm going to make money from my sales. I'm sure I'm not going to run at a loss when I start to sell. And they also created a justification for their pricing strategy that this strategy positions us at 25 to 35% below imported goods and 15 to 20% above conventional goods. So it's a specific strategy that attracts the people that wanted to buy foreign skincare, but the price is too much for them. But the people, it's capturing that market. And it's also telling the general markets that this product is a premium product. So that's a very specific pricing strategy for this skincare product. Yours might be an entry pricing strategy. Maybe you have looked at your market and you can see so many competitors or so many big players. And you want to, maybe for the first year, do entry pricing, and then you price below the markets. And then you say, my intent is to enter the market by pricing below, attract customers to myself, and then over time, I would stabilize my price. You select the pricing strategy that works best for you based on what you have observed from your market research about how your market is, how your potential customers are, and how your competitors are. And then there was also space to indicate if you have any special pricing tactics like bundle discounts, loyalty program, seasonal promotions, use those as well. And then finally, under marketing and sales strategy, you talk about your customer service, your unit economics, and your growth plan. Unit economic is answering very specific questions: your customer acquisition costs, your customer lifetime value, your expected margins. And then on the internet, even if you're not familiar with this, on the internet, if you Google customer acquisition cost calculator, customer lifetime value calculator, you will see a lot of free calculators that can help. It will ask you to input your acquisition cost, input your price, input your revenue, and then they will compute it for you. So you just need to put in those values as has been demonstrated here. Also put in your margins, your gross margins, your operating margins. Again, once you're through the financial plan template, you would have those computed for you. Then also your customer service. What is your approach and your plan for your customer experience? This business has said you have satisfaction guarantee, post-purchase follow-up, 24-hour response time. Not every business can do 24 hours response time. So it's the customer service approach that you know that you can deliver for your business, but make it very explicit that, and so that it's telling investors that I have thought about what I need to do to make my customers happy after they purchase. And these are the things I'm going to do. And then finally, growth plan. This is growth plan is this is how we're going to scale. How your customer acquisition will scale over time and with funding. And this person has put a year one plan, year two plan, year three plan, and what is going to drive it. So I'll pause here for translations. Coco, over to you.
Thank you, Moyumi. Donc, après avoir fait la description des produits, nous allons maintenant passer au plan de l'organisation et de la gestion. Ici, il est question pour vous d'indiquer dans votre business plan quel est l'organigramme, de parler de l'équipe de gestion, de parler de leurs compétences et surtout comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour recruter. Donc, au niveau de l'organisation, il faut préciser quelle est la structure organisationnelle de votre entreprise. À l'occasion, vous mettez un organigramme hiérarchique qui permet de voir les grandes fonctions, les différents postes à occuper et comment est-ce que le personnel est reparti au sein de votre entreprise. Au niveau de l'équipe de gestion, il faut indiquer quels sont les membres de cette équipe et quels sont les différents rôles qu'ils jouent au sein des fonctions dans l'entreprise et surtout quelles sont leurs compétences, quels sont les acquis, quelles sont leurs compétences, qu'est-ce qu'on attend d'eux, quel est le profil. Et si vous en connaissez déjà certains qui vont être dans votre équipe, vous les indiquez leur nom en mettant un résumé de leur CV. Ça permet qu'on comprenne que votre business plan est factuel. Parce que l'organisation que vous mettez en place est une organisation où chaque membre a un rôle à jouer pour le développement de l'entreprise, pour le développement des services. Et pour finir sur cet aspect, vous indiquez comment est-ce que vous allez gérer la ressource humaine, quel est le plan de recrutement, la formation, comment est-ce que vous faites, qu'est-ce qu'il y aura des plans de stage, comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour que les gens ne démissionnent pas beaucoup au sein de votre entreprise, est-ce qu'il y a des plans de succession, est-ce qu'il y a des techniques pour retenir le personnel et les motiver. Next, please. Donc, le plan marketing et les stratégies de vente, c'est un plan qui permet de faire ressortir le plan marketing, les stratégies de vente, les techniques de prix, le modèle de prix, comment est-ce que les clients sont soutenus et enfin, comment est-ce qu'on fait pour avoir ces clients. Pour ce qui est du plan marketing, vous devez avoir un plan marketing solide. C'est le plan marketing qui permet d'indiquer, de dire si vous maîtrisez les opérations de votre entreprise, comment est-ce que le produit est vendu. Parce que pour vendre, il faut déjà maîtriser qui est le client, maîtriser comment faire pour rapprocher le produit de l'usine ou de l'entreprise pour chez le client. Et pour cela, donc, il faut aussi mettre en place une stratégie de vente, la stratégie qui permet d'indiquer, par exemple, si vous procédez par des circuits courts, par des circuits longs, s'il y a un réseau bien établi, ou bien vous devez encore bâtir tout un réseau pour écouler vos produits. Est-ce que vous allez utiliser la franchise? Quelles sont les tactiques que vous mettez en place pour que vos ventes soient à la mesure des prévisions que vous allez faire? Bien évidemment, ces ventes sont le fruit d'un prix. Et pour cela, vous devez avoir aussi une stratégie de prix. C'est cette stratégie de prix qui peut être le fait que vous maîtrisez votre coût de production auquel vous ajoutez vos marges, ou bien que le prix est fonction du marché. C'est-à-dire que le produit que vous avez ou le service que vous avez, il y a un seul prix sur le marché parce que vous êtes en pure concurrence. Si vous mettez le prix plus élevé, ça ne doit pas sortir. En même temps, vous devez savoir que pour pénétrer un marché, il y a une technique de prix on met un prix bas et les clients s'habituent à votre produit et progressivement, vous augmentez le prix. On appelle ça la stratégie de pénétration de marché qui vous permet de pouvoir avoir très rapidement des consommateurs qui s'habituent à votre produit avant que les prix ne puissent rattraper un standard lié au secteur. Il y a aussi le plan de publicité et de promotion. Parce que vous le savez bien, lorsqu'on fait le marketing, un plan marketing, ça vous permet de savoir exactement comment est-ce qu'on fait pour satisfaire le client, pour le fidéliser. Et pour cela, il faut beaucoup communiquer. Parce que quand vous ne communiquez pas, vos distributeurs auront de la peine à faire sortir les produits. À ce moment-là, vous pouvez mettre en place des stratégies push ou des stratégies pull qui permettent effectivement d'attirer les clients ou bien de partir vers les clients à travers tout le plan de promotion, les techniques que vous utilisez, les supports de communication que vous mettez en place dans le cadre de la promotion de votre entreprise. Au niveau du service client, vous devez pouvoir indiquer quelle est votre approche clientèle. Est-ce qu'il y a un système de gestion des clients? Comment est-ce que les desiderata, le service après-vente, comment est-ce qu'on s'occupe du client afin qu'il se sente toujours assisté par l'entreprise? Lorsqu'il y a des défaillances, comment est-ce que l'entreprise est informée? Est-ce qu'il y a un service client efficace qui permet d'apporter ce support-là? Au niveau du coût d'acquisition de la clientèle, il faut aussi indiquer quelle est la durée de vie d'un client. C'est-à-dire les stratégies qu'on met en place sur le plan marketing et sur le plan des ventes. Est-ce que ça permet d'avoir un client, les clients qui permettent à l'entreprise d'être rentable? Parce que c'est tout ça le nerf de la guerre. Et pour finir, on a aussi un plan de croissance qui permet effectivement de savoir comment est-ce que l'entreprise évolue et quelles sont les différentes étapes qu'on met en place et est-ce que ces étapes-là correspondent à la périodicité et aux différents financements qu'on aura à chercher pour supporter tout notre plan de marketing et de vente. Thank you. Over to you, Muyumi.
The next section is the operating plan. So that's what we're focused on. So here you show how your business actually works. You describe the key operational processes that are needed to deliver your products and services. You detail your business location, your facilities, your technology, your equipment. You explain your supply chain process from sourcing raw materials to delivering to customers. You outline your quality control processes, and then you also talk about your risk management plans and then state the risks that you've identified and the strategies to mitigate them. The more thorough you are, it shows you're ready to execute and handle. So this is another section that has multiple parts. And here you now go into a lot of details. So for a service, for product business, it's how do you, the processes are very outlined. How, if you process raw materials, if you get raw materials, process them, package them, and then ship them out. You just outline all the different processes that are involved, all the different things that you need to do. Like this business plan listed all the sections, all the different processes like bullet points. Some people, they feel more comfortable just writing it out as a paragraph form. This is what we do. And then keep the paragraphs and keep the write-up or your operational process very concise. It doesn't have to extend into several pages long. Just try for each part of your process, whether it's raw material sourcing, producing, quality control, packaging, just try to keep it to 1 to 2 paragraphs long. It does not have to be very extensive, but it should demonstrate that you understand what is required to run your business. And then you also state your business location, your facilities, technology that you use, the equipment that you use. Like for instance, technology and equipment here, because this is a skincare manufacturing business, it lists like mixing stations, heating units, measuring and testing. If you're a services business, like your software development, it might just be your laptops that you use, and then you can specify the specification of the laptop, the gig, the RAM, processing requirements on the laptop. If you are into training, whatever equipment you use for training, whether it is just limited to workstation or you have other audiovisual equipment that you use to deliver the training, just do justice to the technology and equipment part of your business plan and be as explicit as provide as much detail as possible. Similar to supply chain. So how do you source your raw material? what are your requirements to make sure that you get the best raw material. For instance, here, she has listed that she sources her shea butter from Ghana, coconut oil from Tanzania, essential oils from certified organic suppliers, supply management. How she makes sure she gets the best deal, best raw materials is that she makes sure she has minimum of 2 suppliers. She evaluates her suppliers regularly. She locks in contracts with her preferred suppliers so that she can secure her price. Logistics, she consolidates shipping. She has a weekly delivery schedule. Essentially, what if you're reading through what she's communicating here is that I have a very laid out, I have a very clear, very well spelled out process for delivering the products that I have to sell. The next part of the operating plan, that's the next page. It is so quality control. How do you make sure? How do you quality assurance? What are the things you do to make sure that you are delivering the very best of quality? So over here, she has listed, she has SOPs, she does batch testing, regularly trains staff. There's also third-party testing, like external audits. If you're running like a services business, like software development, your whole product testing, quality assurance, all the regression testing, the spot checks, the inspection. So just list the quality control process that are particular to your own type of business. Then there's also a risk management plan. What are the different risks that apply to your business? Like for their own kind of business, this manufacturing business, supply chain disruption. One of your suppliers can just say, I'm going out of business. And then if you don't have a backup, your business will be impacted. Or your product, even after you have done all you need to do, there might be quality issues. And if you take those products with poor quality in the market, it will impact customer perception, customer satisfaction, it can even impact revenue. Also, regulatory changes can be a risk. That's okay, if today your standard organization in your country comes up with new regulations or new requirements that impact your business, what can you do? Competitive pressure is also a risk. Cash flow, making sure that there is enough cash flow is a risk. And then staff turnover, you have hired staff, trained them, and then they leave the business. These are all risks that are applicable to this business. Some of them are also risks that are applicable to multiple businesses. So she has assessed the probability, the impact, and how she will mitigate those risks. And then finally, scalability potential. How can your business expand product and service delivery as demand goes? So, and then she indicated that she's ready to scale. Her production capacity can scale. Her staff, they're flexible enough, they're cross-trained so that they can handle anytime. Like if I'm producing 1,000 in a month, if my production has to rise to 5,000 in a month, my staff, we have flexible schedules. We are flexible enough to handle all those kind of things. And system scalability as well. So she also listed that. Next section is funding requests. And over here, there's the funding ask, there's founders equity, use of funds, funding sources, and funding outcome. So you start with your funding requirements. What are you seeking right now? Which, like in this business, they stated they are seeking an investment of $5,000 to fuel their next growth phase. What are the future funding requirements? That's after you even receive this $5,000. What else do you need by way of funding? So they have stated that they are also going to need further down the line $10,000 in the next 18 to 24 months because they want to move beyond Botswana to the other countries in Southern Africa. And then this expected outcome is that when you get this $5,000, what impact will it generate in your business? She specified economic impact, create new jobs, grow their revenue, improve their profit managing, and there's also social impact as they're going to develop skills development for staff, and support for regional suppliers, and then promotion of sustainable business practices. These are the specific social impacts that can be generated from this business. Then she states the founder's equity that that is how much has she invested in her own business. She specifies it. If you don't have money, if you've not invested a lot of money or that amount of money, if your business you've not put in your own money. You can also specify sweat equity. That is, I've spent dedicated the last 6 months just building this, and working on this alone. So that's another way you can equate the equity that you've also put into the business. There's also a section on use of funds. What's this 5,000 investment? What will it be used for? And over here, she has put a table and she puts category, amount, and purpose. So out of that 5,000, she's going to spend $2,200 on production equipment, and she specified all the production equipment. Mixer for $1,000, heating system $800, digital marketing. She's going to, out of that 5,000, 1,500 will be spent on digital marketing, $800 to be spent on operational improvement, and $500 on working capital. And so created that table. That's the table that shows the use of funds. Is you do a breakdown of where the $5,000 you're going to receive will go in your business, whether it's in production, in marketing, in hiring, in improving operations, in salaries, whatever it is. Then there's also the exit plan or sustainability strategy and other funding sources. So for exit plan, her plan is to some people don't have an exit plan. So her own plan is a sustainability strategy. They want to break even within 8 months, generate sufficient operating cash flow, establish wholesale relationships. So this is how her plan to achieve sustainability. And then on funding sources, what are other places that you're going to look for funding for? She's also listed those as well. I'll pause now for translations. The last 2 sections, well, not last 2, 3 sections left. Those ones, we might need to go into a bit of detail on them, but so let me pause for translations now.
OK, thank you. Donc, pour ce qui concerne le plan des opérations, please go back. Le plan des opérations, c'est un plan qui permet de décrire comment est-ce que l'entreprise va fonctionner à travers les process, à travers les équipements et toutes les installations, à travers la chaîne d'approvisionnement, le contrôle qualité et la gestion des risques. Pour ce qui est donc des process, il est question dans cette session, dans cette partie de votre business plan, de pouvoir décrire exactement comment est-ce que la production se passe, quels sont les process que vous opérez afin de pouvoir transformer les matières premières en produits finis ou le service pour créer le service qui est l'objet de votre entreprise. Ensuite, il faut pouvoir indiquer là où est située votre entreprise et comment est-ce que on peut y accéder. Quelles sont les modalités de viabilisation? Est-ce qu'il y a l'électricité? Est-ce qu'il y a de l'eau? Est-ce qu'il y a la route? Donc, parce que votre site doit être accessible en fonction de l'activité. Quelle est la technologie que vous utilisez pour pouvoir produire? Quels sont les équipements? Qui sont les fournisseurs de ces équipements? Ces fournisseurs-là, est-ce qu'ils sont accessibles? Quelles sont les matières premières que vous utilisez? Comment est-ce que vous, comment est-ce que vous travaillez au point de pouvoir livrer les produits aux clients? Donc ça, c'est autant de descriptions et d'éléments que vous devez fournir afin qu'on comprenne bien quels sont les matériels que vous utilisez, que ce soit le matériel d'approche, le matériel d'exploitation de l'entreprise, les machines, les ordinateurs, les bureaux, les tables, les chaises. Tout ça, vous devez pouvoir les décrire. Pour ce qui concerne le contrôle qualité, vous devez savoir que la non-qualité coûte toujours très cher. En conséquence, dans votre organigramme et même dans votre entreprise, il doit y avoir un service qui s'occupe uniquement de la qualité, de mettre en place tout ce qui est procédure et de veiller à ce que les produits soient conformes et respectent les normes du secteur d'activité dans lequel vous vous êtes investi. Au niveau de la gestion des risques, vous devez pouvoir indiquer quels sont les différents risques qu'encourt votre entreprise et comment est-ce que vous faites pour contourner ces risques ou bien pour les résoudre, comment est-ce que vous faites pour mitiger ces risques. Et pour finir, dans ce plan des opérations, vous devez indiquer quelle est votre capacité à pouvoir monter en puissance au sein de votre business, à pouvoir étendre vos activités de production afin de pouvoir satisfaire la demande qui sera sans doute très croissante si vos affaires prospèrent. Next, please. OK, next. Donc, concernant la demande de financement, donc ça, c'est une session où vous devez indiquer exactement quelle est votre demande, le montant de la demande, quel est l'actionnariat de votre entreprise, combien est-ce que vous avez utilisé l'argent, quelle est l'origine des fonds et quels sont les résultats que vous allez atteindre à travers les fonds qu'on va mettre à votre disposition. Donc, premièrement, vous devez indiquer donc quel est votre besoin. Et le besoin ici, ça ne se fait pas de bouche. C'est ce qu'on appelle le plan d'investissement. Il faut qu'on sache exactement quels sont les éléments que vous allez, avec quoi vous allez utiliser l'argent. Donc, l'argent va être exactement utilisé pour quoi? C'est ça le besoin en financement que vous devez pouvoir indiquer. En point 2, vous devez dire quels sont les besoins additionnels dont vous aurez besoin en plus de l'argent qu'on met à votre disposition. C'est-à-dire globalement, qu'est-ce qu'il faut pour que votre projet puisse marcher? Au niveau de la structure du capital, il faut indiquer quelle est la part du capital, quelle est la part des autres financements dans votre business par rapport à tout ce qui doit être investi aux différentes dates, c'est-à-dire étape par étape. Au point 5, vous devez montrer quels sont les résultats que vous attendez avec le financement. Quel est l'impact que ce financement doit apporter au sein de la société? Est-ce qu'il y aura des emplois à créer? Si oui, quel nombre d'emplois? Les revenus? Quels sont les revenus que vous allez pouvoir générer avec le financement que vous demandez? Et sur le plan environnemental, quel impact est-ce que ce financement va permettre à votre projet de faire autour de vous? Ensuite, il faut dire quel est votre plan de pérennisation de l'entreprise. Quelles sont les stratégies que vous mettez en place afin que votre entreprise reste viable au-delà des financements qu'on doit vous donner. Il ne faudrait pas qu'après l'épuisement de ces financements, que l'entreprise s'arrête. Non, vous devez montrer la viabilité du projet. En quoi est-ce que votre projet est solide et peut s'auto-gérer, se refinancer au fur et à mesure que l'entreprise va grandir. Les différentes sources de financement aussi doivent être indiquées avec tout leur potentiel et comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour atteindre les investisseurs ou les banques, les prêteurs qui peuvent mettre de l'argent à votre disposition. Et pour finir, vous devez dire comment est-ce que vous devez rembourser les dettes que vous pourrez prendre dans le cadre de la mise en place d'un financement. Thank you.
Thank you, Coco. So moving on to financial projections, you're seeing a lot of tables. Most of these tables are from the financial planning template. They're going to be screenshots from the financial planning template. Don't be too concerned that what you're seeing here, the formatting is green, while the one in the financial planning template is red. I made that adjustment just for the purpose of this demonstration. You can use what is in the financial planning template. But in financial projections, you first start with your assumptions. Your assumptions on revenue, your expenses, and financing is what is going to make up your financial projections. For you to be able to project what your profit and loss look like, your cash flow and balance sheet for the next 3 to 5 years, it starts with us even knowing right now what are your revenue streams. For instance, in this business, her revenue streams are 2 different products. She has accounted that the shea butter lotion will make up 60% of revenue, while the African black soap will make up 40% of the revenue. And then she's also shown the pricing structure. That shea butter, the lotion price is $12 retail, $7.50 wholesale. African black soap, $8.50 retail, $5 wholesale. And then the sales mix is same 40%. So based on this pricing structure and based on this sales mix, if you have to sell 400 units in year 1, 600 in year 2, and 800 in year 3, this is the monthly revenue. So 400 units total year 1 sale, that comes to a little over 40 units per, a little over 40 units per, 40 units sold monthly. That's multiplied by the retail price, or of course the retail and wholesale mix is 60% retail, 40% wholesale. So by the time you compute all of that based on how much the retail and wholesale pricing is, what the shea butter, what the lotion costs, what will the monthly revenue be. So that is in that table that you see there that is showing annual revenue. And then the next projection, so we start with the annual revenue projections and make those. And then the next projections will be on expenses. What are the expenses? What are the things you need to pay for or buy? What are your fixed monthly expenses? She has listed them there that on a monthly basis, she needs to pay for rent, utilities, salaries, marketing, insurance, miscellaneous costs. So these are, she has estimated the monthly cost.
Yeah, I think we have lost our facilitator. I'll try and get her back shortly. Please hold on, and sincere apologies for that.
Donc, nous avons perdu Oumouyoumi. Je vais un peu expliquer les aspects financiers le temps qu'elle revienne. Donc, dans le plan financier, vous devez présenter les projections financières en vous inspirant du tableau qu'on vous aura remis. OK, elle est revenue. Donc, vous devez vous inspirer du fichier Excel qu'on vous a donné pour renseigner les états financiers dans votre business plan.
Okay. Thank you, Foucault. I think we have Omomi back. Hi, Omomi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I want to
Okay, thank you.
share my screen.
While we wait for her, I'm seeing a lot of comments on our YouTube chat, asking for when we'll have the session on the financial template. Omomi will be hosting that session later this week. So keep an eye out for our emails regarding that masterclass on financial growth, financial success for business growth, where she'll be taking us through the financial templates that we shared with all of you. She'll be hosting that session later this week. So please do well to join that session later this week so that you have a better understanding on how to develop your financial templates in relation to your business plan templates as well. I'm also seeing a lot of comments on the chat box. People are saying that they have not received their business plan templates. Please, we have sent numerous emails with the business plan templates, the financial template, and of course the business plan development guide across all our 4 major languages. So please check your spam folder, your socials and your promotions as well if you can't find the email in your inbox, right? Because we have sent numerous emails regarding that. And if you received this masterclass email yesterday, you would have seen the email containing all the templates for the business plan and financial document as well. I also want to address a lot of you have been saying they are not able to reach their mentors. Please, we are working on repairing our entrepreneurs with mentors who are reachable. We've had some complaints about from mentors that are not reachable or not available. Please, we have seen your emails and we are working towards preparing you with an available mentor. And once that is done, we'll let you know as well. Also, regarding the AI training, I've seen a lot of comments that they can't access modules 4 and modules 5. Please note that the only modules 1, 2, and 3 are currently, only modules 1, 2, and 3 of the AI training are currently available on TEF Connect. When module 4 and 5 becomes available, we'll surely let you know via email. Thank you so much. I think Omom is back. Over to you, please, Omom. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And apologies once again for that break. So I'll continue from where I stopped. So we're talking about the financial projections, and we spoke about how to estimate your revenue projections. Your revenue projections is you estimating your revenue streams, the price for each of your or your products or services that make up your revenue streams, the sales mixes, and then your estimated volume that you can sell on a monthly basis or an annual basis. And from that, you can estimate your monthly revenue and your annual revenue. That's the first table we can see in this guide. The next thing is your expense projections. What are your monthly expenses, the cost of your business? You spend on rent, utilities, salaries, marketing, insurance, and other things. What are those monthly costs? And then times 12, what are the annual costs? So once you have your revenue projections, your expense projections, and then your assumptions on your variable costs, because you can see that this is just for the fixed costs. She puts her assumptions on her variable costs, that raw materials makes up 28% of her revenue, packaging is 7%, distribution is 3%. So our total variable cost is 38% of revenue. She cannot put the specific figure for her revenue costs for her variable costs because those they are dependent on how much she produces. So if she produces 100 units in a month, her total variable cost is 38% of that 100 units. If she produces 400 units, it's 38% of that. So you know that 38% of 100 is different from 38% of 400. Cannot put a specific number there, but she has put out she will compute her variable cost. So first page is all the assumptions on revenue, fixed costs, and variable costs. And then from the second page, she's now able to put her profit and loss statement, her projections for P&L for the first 3 years. And then I will not go into the details of the specific lines on the profit and loss because this is all in the financial planning template, which we're going to go through this Thursday, just in 2 days' time. So we'll then be able to spend more time on that. And then cash flow statement. These tables, you don't need to create these tables in Word. These tables you can see here for profit and loss and cash flow. You don't need to create them in Word. You're just going to copy and paste what you have in your financial template and paste it here. So I will not go into detail on them. Likewise, you will do the same for balance sheets. And then the last part of your financial projections, which is break-even analysis, is there also different break-even calculators, but essentially your break-even analysis would provide information on what your monthly fixed costs are, what your average contribution margin is, and what your break-even revenue has to be. And then with all of that, you will be able to, based on that, you will compute what your break-even, when you would reach your break-even point. And based on her own details, based on her current projections, her business will reach break-even in month 8 post-investments. So those are the details on that financial projections. The next section is implementation plan. Here you will list out the key actions or activities you want to perform in the first 3 months, first 6 months, and first 12 months. And these and then you can see here on the example here, she has stated that in the first 3 months, she's going to focus on product expansion, team building, marketing, and sales. And then she listed very specific actions under those. Under product expansion, she will acquire and install equipment. She will implement standardized formulation process. Under team building, she will hire 2 new staff, conduct comprehensive training. Under marketing and sales, she will launch a new website, initiate digital marketing campaign, establish key relationship with 5 key partners. One thing you will notice about all those different actions and activities is that they are measurable. So it's very easy for her to see at the end of month 3, have I accomplished all these things? Your actions and activities must be measurable. In fact, best practices, make sure your actions and activities start with a verb, action word, a verb. That is acquire. So she's saying acquire, implement, hire, conduct, launch, initiate, establish, and make sure the details are measurable. Specify what it is you will do now. Like she said, she will acquire semi-automated mixing equipment. It's very easy to say at the end of month 3, did I acquire it or not? It's so easy to measure. She said she will hire 2 new staff, production staff. At the end of month 3, she can easily measure, have I done this or not? Likewise, for 6 months, she will spend time in the first 6 months on product development, market penetration, operational scaling. And then in the first 12 months, she'll spend time on product maturity and team expansion. And then she splits the details. And then she even puts month time caps for those broad actions, June to July, July to August, September to November, and on and on. The next part of the implementation plan is execution monitoring. So all these activities and actions she has stated she will do, what is the plan to make sure that she is tracking and monitoring and making sure that she's on track to accomplish them? Because she can easily come to the end of 3rd month, the end of 6 months, end of 12 months, and just realize she has not accomplished them. So how is she going to make sure that between now and that end of 3rd month, 6 months, 12th month, she is making sure she is on track to accomplish them? So she said she will do weekly operational reviews. She will be tracking her production volume versus target. She will be tracking her metrics. She will do monthly financial reviews. She will track her expenses, her cash flow, her revenue against projections. She will have implementation tools. She will get a project management dashboard tracking. She will have weekly team meetings with her teammates to make sure that they are moving, and she will have documented action plans. So specify the different initiatives, the governance that you're going to put in place in your business to make sure that you don't get to the end of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and realize you have not accomplished your plan. But through the process, through the time, through those in that time period, you are checking, you have a system to check that you are on course and you're making progress. And then the final thing on implementation plan is your milestone tracking. So she has stated the key milestones she has month 2, and then how she will measure them. So for instance, our milestones are production capacity upgrade complete, digital presence established, expanded team in place, break-even achieved. And she said she was going to accomplish break-even in month 8, distribution expansion, and then first year target met. And then she puts her different measures of success. For instance, production capacity upgrade complete, production capacity has been increased to 2,500 units per month. So she will know she has met that milestone when on a monthly basis, she's producing 2,500 units. Likewise for all the other measures of success. And then the last section is appendices. And appendices, the appendix section is this opportunity for you to now add a lot of live demonstration of what you've been able to do so far. So in the appendix, you add the resume of the key personnel. You state the permits and the licenses that you have available, the ones you're still working on, or the ones that you know you will need, the legal documents you have, your incorporation document, your tax registration. Create snapshots of the ones that you can share and put them in the document. So that's your way of showing that all these things I've been saying, they are very real, and these are my proof. So add the documents that you have, add your product pictures, and you can even add references or testimonials from your customers. So for an example, she has put her resume and the resume of her finance manager. She stated her education, her professional experience, her skills, likewise for and her professional memberships as well. She put the permit and license. She has business registration certificate. She put the registration number there, the date of issue, what authority issued it, Companies and Intellectual Property Authority. Tax registration, she put a tax registration number, VAT number, who issued it. Then she also indicated the applications and permits and licenses that she has applied but have not come out. So she put her application number, when she applied, when she expected to receive them. So Bureau of Standard certification, cosmetic product certificate, those ones she doesn't have them yet, but she put when she applied, who she submitted it to, what the status is. Legal documents as well, certificates of incorporation, share certificates, put all of that. Contracts and agreements, she has a lease agreement, the space that she's using to produce, her factory space, she has a lease agreement, she has distribution agreements where she's secured distribution with pharmacies. So pharmacies have said, you can come and put your product in our location. She has secured distribution agreements. And then we also put product photos, or you put different photos. Even if you don't have photos of your picture, you can put photos of where you produce that show your production equipment, people that are producing, your lab, the equipment they are using, the technology they are using, and then she also included customer testimonials as well. These are all things that you can include in your appendix. Your appendix is now your opportunity to bring all the things that you have been talking about to life. So I would pause for translations now.
Donc, après avoir expliqué un certain nombre d'éléments de littérature, nous passons maintenant aux éléments financiers. Vous savez qu'on vous a remis un fichier Excel pour pouvoir générer les états financiers. Alors, ces états financiers, c'est quoi? C'est un état des revenus, c'est l'analyse de ceux de rentabilité, le compte de perte et de profit, le compte de trésorerie, donc le cash flow et le bilan. Au niveau du revenu, vous devez pouvoir indiquer dans ce tableau-là quel est votre modèle de revenu. Comment est-ce que vous faites pour prévoir ces revenus-là? Et les résultats du tableau vont vous donner la chronique, les différentes étapes d'encaissement des ventes, année après année, telles que vous allez définir dans les différents tableaux qu'on a mis à votre disposition et pour lequel cette semaine, on aura une autre session pour vous expliquer comment utiliser le fichier Excel. Ce fichier Excel, pour ceux qui n'ont pas reçu, on vous a envoyé des mails, allez regarder dans vos spams ou dans vos mails indésirables. S'il n'y a pas de courrier, même le mail où vous avez reçu le lien pour cette formation, il y a toujours les liens pour le guide du business plan, pour le modèle de business plan et pour le fichier Excel. Donc, le prochain tableau qu'on va regarder, c'est le tableau des dépenses. Donc, dans les projections des dépenses, on vous permet de programmer le coût de l'assurance, les salaires, toutes les charges, les impôts, toutes les charges de l'entreprise. On vous permet de les gérer de façon prévisionnelle année après année, mois après mois. Donc, ça, on vous expliquera. Il faut aussi dire qu'en point 3, vous devez pouvoir présenter l'analyse de seuil de rentabilité de votre projet. Donc, qu'est-ce que le tableau vous a donné comme résultat en termes d'analyse de seuil de rentabilité? À quel moment est-ce que votre entreprise commence à faire des profits? Ce sont des informations que vous devez pouvoir déterminer et c'est ça qu'on appelle le seuil de rentabilité. Quel est le point à partir duquel vous faites des bénéfices? OK. Au niveau de l'estimation des coûts, vous devez aussi faire une projection de tout ce qui est coût de production. Donc, qu'est-ce qui rentre dans la composition de votre produit et quels sont les différents éléments qui permettent de pouvoir déterminer en fin de compte le prix de vente. Donc, c'est autant de choses que vous devez mettre. Ça peut être le coût de la réparation, le coût de la maintenance, le prix des machines, les assurances, comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure. Tout ça doit être estimé de façon intelligente et planifié afin de pouvoir être présenté dans le business plan tel que vous voyez dans les exemples qui sont à droite. À droite, là, c'est comment ça apparaît dans votre business plan. Donc, vous devez copier et venir coller ça à cet endroit-ci. Au niveau de la projection des revenus, c'est pareil. Vous devez pouvoir planifier tout ce qui est revenu sur les années 1, 2, 3, voire 4 et 5. Ça va dépendre des tableaux que vous avez. Bref, toutes les projections financières doivent être faites et présentées dans votre business plan. Next slide, please. Next. OK. Au niveau du plan d'implémentation, le plan de mise en œuvre. Donc ici, vous devez dire exactement comment est-ce que vous allez procéder pour mettre en œuvre votre entreprise. Quels sont les éléments de suivi, évaluation? et comment est-ce que vous contrôlez tous les travaux qui vont être faits et quels sont les indicateurs que vous allez mettre dans le futur pour savoir si vous êtes en dérive ou pas. Donc, ici, il est question de planifier toutes les actions et les activités que vous devez exécuter dans les 3, dans les 6 et dans les 12 mois. Et à côté de ça, vous devez mettre plan de suivi-évaluation, c'est-à-dire quels sont les éléments mesurables. Dans l'exemple qui apparaît là, vous voyez bien que on a indiqué quand est-ce qu'on va faire le site web, quand est-ce qu'on va recruter, combien de personnes est-ce qu'on va recruter. Donc, c'est tous ces détails-là qu'on attend de vous. Vous devez penser votre projet et le planifier. Donc, ce plan de mise en œuvre doit chuter sur un élément des indicateurs. Quels sont les résultats que vous attendez et comment est-ce que vous faites le suivi de ces résultats? Quand on les a atteints, quand on ne les a pas atteints, quelles sont les actions de correction? Quand on a dépassé, comment on fait pour améliorer notre prévisionnel dans le futur? Donc, ce plan va permettre de voir étape par étape comment est-ce que votre entreprise va évoluer de façon factuelle. Next, please. Le dernier point, ce sont les annexes. Donc, dans les annexes, vous devez pouvoir indiquer toutes les pièces qui justifient tout ce que vous avez dit auparavant dans votre business plan. Donc, ça peut être les photos des produits, ça peut être le registre de commerce, ça peut être le CV, les CV des employés, ça peut être les licences, les autorisations, ça peut être les photos du chantier, les photos, ça peut être les témoignages, ça peut être les photos chez le client, ça peut être les photos des machines. Bref, vous devez pouvoir en annexe mettre tous les éléments qui viennent en justificatif de tout ce que vous avez. Ça peut être même l'étude de marché détaillée. Parce que dans l'étude de marché, quand vous mettez dans le business plan, c'est juste c'est des extraits. Si vous avez des rapports plus détaillés de d'une des parties, vous devez mettre tout ça en annexe. Que ce soit les références, les bons de commande, les proformas. Donc, vous devez pouvoir mettre en annexe tout ce qui vient justifier ce que vous avez fait comme business plan. Thank you. Over to you, Muyomi.
Thank you, Poco. We would spend time addressing a few questions that came up. I saw a question on can we remove the TEF logo in our business plan? No, it's not recommended to remove the TEF logo because the logo is how the evaluators of a business plan know that you've used this business plan templates that you have provided and you're adhering to the guideline. So if you want, you can, I think there is opportunity to put your logo on the cover page. So put your logo or your own logo on the cover page, or leave the TEF logo where it is on the pages right now. So just leave it the way it is right now. I saw another question on, is it possible to modify the cover page and other pages? Yes, in fact, you are recommended to style the cover page so that it looks very good. It's looking representative of your business idea. Use your own branding and make it look as beautiful as possible. But as far as the TEF logo on the other pages, just leave it there for the benefit of those that will evaluate, so that they are not thinking that you have used a different template when and done something against the guidelines, when in fact you have kept to the guidelines. So just leave the TEF logo where it is on the different pages. I saw something also on pricing that those that run services business, do you need to list the pricing of all the different services you offer or just the major categories? You don't want to overwhelm with too much information. So if you can find a way of categorizing your services, but make sure that the level of detail you're providing makes it easy to relate when you start talking about the revenue and financial projections. So just if you can summarize it into categories, but if you need to list out up to 8 categories, 9 categories, because you know you're going to have to account for all of them in your financial projection, then go ahead and do that. I think I have covered all the questions that I took note of. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. I'd like to thank you all for your participation, your questions, and the feedback. I also saw a note on this template. Like I said, it's a sample template, and TEF Foundation cannot be liable for any misuse of the template. So it might be made available, but it's not likely that it will be made available on the TEF platform. It's a sample just to demonstrate this business plan and how to use it. So once again, thank you all for your participation, and you can reach me. These are my channels, these are my handles and platforms. Thanks once again. I'll hand over now to the TEF team.
Thank you so much, Omaomi. Foko, if you can quickly translate the questions asked and their responses so that our French audience as well will be carried along. Thank you.
Ok, thank you. It was not long. Donc, on a juste eu quelques questions. Elle a donné quelques éclaircissements sur la question sur le logo. Il y en a qui ont demandé s'il faut mettre le logo du TEF sur la couverture. Laissez le logo là où cela est maintenant dans les pages. Sur la couverture, mettez votre logo. Quelqu'un a demandé si on peut modifier la couverture. Oui, bien sûr. On vous a juste montré quelques modèles. Faites la couverture de façon très stylée, telle que vous le ressentez en utilisant vos couleurs, vos graphismes, afin que ce soit le plus beau possible et original. Donc, sentez-vous libre de faire tout cet exercice-là. Merci encore pour aujourd'hui et on vous souhaite beaucoup de courage pour la suite de votre parcours à la Fondation Tony Lumelu. Thank you. Over to you, Shimeze.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Omaomi. Thank you again to our entrepreneurs who have joined our African to the second edition on how to develop a progressive international series. I hope you all enjoyed the session, and we will see you soon again for our financial template session. So thank you so much once again. Bye bye.